Hi, Michael Bloom from Happy Chiropractic here, bringing you some information on research that matters, and that is research to do with health and well-being using chiropractic care. Today's research is really interesting because most people, I guess, relate chiropractic to pain and relief of pain. So there's been quite some research over the years to do with chiropractic for headaches, chiropractic for lower back pain as the two most common problems that people present to chiropractors. They've probably had the majority of the emphasis in research placed upon them. However, we as chiropractors are blessed to see many other changes besides just pain relief in our offices. And so there are some research articles coming together and some research being done, great research being done, and some of it in Australia and a lot of it in New Zealand as well, which show the effect and benefit of chiropractic above and beyond just back pain relief. And the research that I'm talking about today is one of those exact examples. This research is really related to muscle function. So as we all know, muscles do move the body. So for me to move my arms and move my hands, that is obviously requiring muscles. And everyone takes that for granted, unless, of course, you have a problem and you can't take that for granted. Common examples would be someone who had had a stroke. You don't tend to think about the automatic that happens in the body, the muscular function. We tend not to think about potential problems until, unfortunately, we may be confronted with them. But in this case, the study is all about the potential that the muscle has to fire, the strength of the muscle contraction, and whether it's affected by spinal adjustments. And they're not particularly focused in this research at looking at the effect of the adjustment at the particular level of the spine, where those nerves go to, and looking just at those muscles. This is more looking at, so what effect would happen as we adjust the spine and it influences the brain, and as a result of the brain's cortical pathways coming down, we have a change in the muscle potential. So for example, we may be creating the stimulus in the spine in the lower back, yet we are measuring the improvement in the muscle contraction through the hands. As logic would dictate, the lower back and the hands aren't closely related to each other in a nerve distribution area, but perhaps there's a link between, for example, a poor functioning lower back and some weakness in the hands, for example. So what's the research measured? Is it measured through two different muscle areas? It measured muscles in through the hand and thumb, and muscle in through the front of the leg. And what they did was they stimulated the spine and adjusted the spine, and then they measured the potential of that muscle contraction. And they found that there was a statistically significant increase in the muscle contractility after the spinal adjustment. And the research and the technology that was using was able to break it down and limit, or for them to find out that the actual increase was not due to localized effects where the adjustment was done, but due to brain effects. So the effects on the brain and the descending pathways from the brain that fire and control the whole body were clearly influenced by the work of the spine. As a chiropractor, we're blessed to hear anecdotal evidence of this on a regular basis. People noticing changes above and beyond what you would you fathom to believe in many cases. But this research is actually starting to piece together a little bit in a more scientific way of how that maybe is happening, how working on the spine is doing something in the brain and doing something in the brain to strengthen up the muscles. Now, this is of particular interest, I imagine, for people that may be recovering, for example, from a stroke or a significant accident that have had muscle wastage. It would probably be a good idea for those people to have their spine regularly attended to, because it would drive the brain to create greater muscle function. But also the person that's already fit and well and maybe is the aspiring athlete or a performer. Well, these people, they obviously want to be at the peak of their performance and the top of their game. And so I personally see no reason why they wouldn't benefit. Someone trying to actually get the absolute best out of themselves if they have a healthy spine, their spine is stimulated and adjusted, and their brain therefore is a recipient of better stimulation, then their overall muscular function can benefit, as this research indicates. This research was published late December 2016, so it's not particularly old, and it's a great bit of research. It does sort of open the door to us, or as a profession, looking further into it and doing more research in the same area or slightly out from this area. But it's very encouraging to hear and read about this research. I hope you found this bit of research topic interesting, and wherever you are, have a great day.